WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate theories to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacy and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Welcome to
West Virginia and Commonplace.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm JR.
And I don't know what's going on.
And so, you know, on the West Virginia and Commonplace, we're a wild show. Today is a special day. Today is December 26th. December 26th, 2017. I sent a Christmas message. Happy Christmas. I didn't send a happy birthday because I didn't know.
Right.
I sent it a day late. And I always remember that. And I didn't know, I sent it in 2016. I'm sorry. I actually sent it in 2016, and then 2017, a whole year went by. June, July.
Because did I even reply? First time?
You looked at it.
Okay. Because, I think maybe if I remember correctly, I'm like, okay, that's weird.
But you know what was crazy? We were friends on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. So, a year goes by. A friend of mine, we all know the love story. You can go back and listen to that on Sparrows Under Review, which is an amazing podcast that is executively produced by King Germ. Now...
Is that the surprise?
No, that's not the surprise. So, a year goes by. Then I send you a text message. That shit was retarded. It was like, hey... Because I didn't want to do the, how everybody does what's up or some crazy shit. I just said, hey. And then once I'm the type of person, if you're a person of interest to me, like, you're the person of my interest. Like, so when I dive into you, it's like, it's smooth. It's like, hey, that's what it sounds like. And then you get the glimmer from the eye, and their eyes are pretty. They're exotic. Not trying to boast or brag or anything like that. And you don't see the eyes, but the message, it touches you. Because it's on the iPhone, not because it's on the Android. Because that motherfucker was on the Android, it ain't touching you. So we start talking. It's just a simple conversation. Mm-hmm. My intent was unclear. Your intent was unclear. We had hoes. You had hoes. Mm-hmm. In different area codes.
Just one.
Just one hoe? Okay. Mm-hmm. I had a hoe too. Or, no, I didn't have no hoes. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point is that we just had a clear conversation going. It went back and forth. We started playing iOS games. Mm-hmm. Basketball. And you was beating my ass in some of them games. It was one of the Pong game. I don't even want to fuck with you in the Pong game no more. Because when we play, and I'm sorry because I'm country, my voice split up. I'm saying like beer pong. We played that Pong game. And you would beat the shit out of me. I'm thinking I want to do something. We would tie up and be a deficit. And then you would do the magical 1, 2, 3. And then it would give you a bonus ball. And you hit that shit in just to embarrass me. And like we started gravitating to each other real tight around September. Started being these phone calls that would be over the phone. We would sleep in each other's arms through a phone. 70 miles between us. The easiest miles either one of us could went through in any of that little time, that magical period of time. But we didn't. We did what was done in the 80s and the 90s. Minus they didn't have text messaging, but we were on that phone. And you heard my voice. Mm-hmm. You decided what that voice was going to be for you. And I decided what your voice was going to be for me at some point. And you, not knowing this professional wrestler, CM Punk, you did something that he did. You dropped a pipe bomb. And that pipe bomb, you asserted yourself. You said in the greatest way, because on this show, we do these playful shows, but you said, fuck all them mother bitches. I ain't no bitch, but you gonna be my bitch. and that's how you that's how you are.
I came across.
I mean, is that how you are?
Yeah.
So I say it to a T, and I'm not a wordsmith, but I'm a smith that does words. And it's like, so you asserted yourself. because I was out there and I had the little Facebook set up. I had a little side going because I just wanted you. And, you know, obviously trials and tribulations, we're not even that far in the story yet, but we're going to just say this. From that point on, we decided on a time. And I was working in an area and you were working at your job and we met each other. I was in between the car or whatever the crap was going on in my personal life at that time. So we were sat in a Walmart parking lot in Vienna, West Virginia, facing Applebee's. Or were we not facing Apple? We'll tell you, because you was in, because that's a weird ass parking lot. If I ever get a chance, I'll take a whole video of it. But anyway, so we sat there. It started out 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. And if I remember correctly, and I'm going to just exaggerate for a story, probably about 35, 45 minutes on deciding on what we were going to do. But we talked and we looked at each other, you know, nuzzled a little bit. We didn't kiss or nothing like that. And I didn't open your door or nothing for you. You know, you hopped out of the car. We went up there and ate. And
I pulled up to you. You hopped in the car and we took off.
Right. It was almost like I was a prostitute.
I pick you up?
At Walmart.
Which one?
The Walmart in Vienna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or no, or was it the mall?
See, I don't know why I thought I picked you up at Southside.
I don't know why you would have picked me up at Southside.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's weird. But anyway, you met me right there at the Walmart in Vienna.
Okay.
And anyway, like I just hopped in your car like a prostitute, you know.
Right.
I had the little bullet club shit on or whatever back then. Shout out Kenny and
we
Megan.
had met before.
Yeah.
Like that's part of what you've never told.
We knew each other
from
we knew each other from you being the manager.
I worked in St. Albans and you lived in St. Albans and
the manager at 7-Eleven. Yeah. So we had a rapport. It was days and months over years.
Right. So. That was in 2015.
Yeah, or 14 too, right?
15.
15, yeah.
Yep.
But I'm old. I'm getting hazy. So going back further in the story, and you got to remember all. You know, I can remember my stories to a T.
Because that's important to your nickname. Yeah.
So I went in the store, you know, and I got this type of drink because everybody knows I'm French Montana. So you know that's the French vanilla cappuccino, and I always was very casual and nice. And something that I didn't know that would hurt me later on in life with you, I had used it on you, I guess. It's that motherfucking JR charm. Because I don't know how I razzled or dazzled, but at some point, conversations had gone between us, and in between that time, and this is going back in the past, people, in between that time, you realized I was single. Even though I had the babies, I told you my whole life story.
You did. Because I remember I would have to be like, oh my gosh, I got to make sure they got the French vanilla cappuccino in there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many times I had to apologize to you because we were out.
Right. And somewhere along those lines, we had a pretty good rapport, and I was dating whoever I was dating. This rebound, I will always say that, you know, it's sad. I don't want to ever
don't matter right now.
But anyway, so bounce the ball off the thing and somebody caught it and took it somewhere else. October rolls around. I'm letting you know about this bar crawl I'm going to. I invite you to it. And anything with me, like with anyone, everybody knows that I have such a friendly nature that me inviting you to that wasn't necessarily like, it wasn't anything out of the normal for me to say that. Because if you had went to bar crawl, we would have danced, whatever. Now, if you had to put the move on me, you would have took me home. I wouldn't have put the move on you because, you know, in the first go round, you whatever. And something happened, whatever. Then you started asking around about me from your,
No.
Oh, you didn't ask about me?
No.
I thought to Alyssa or something.
No, I had, I don't know. I think I remember you asking if you had been in because I hadn't heard you complain about the cappuccino.
Or something like that, whatever.
I don't remember.
But I thought y'all were supposed to go with me to this thing, or...
I was trying to get somebody to go with us. Yeah. Or with me to meet up with you, yeah.
Yeah, because that was going to be dope.
And it didn't work out.
Right. Shout out to my I almost got myself canceled. Shout out to my homie Jake. Because we was out there drinking that. I'm sorry but to do this real quick, but we was out there drinking that Welch's Grape with the vodka, the cheap $5 vodka bottles. Shout out. Anyway, so going through this part. So all that happens, and getting back to the future now, where I was at with the story, if I can even remember where I was at in the future.
We were at Applebee's.
All right, so we're at Applebee's, and I think, did I pay for the dinner, or did you pay for the dinner?
You did.
I'm a baller.
You did.
I've always been a baller some way. Con baller. Yeah. But, so, we have dinner, whatever. We go back. I had to get back to Charleston, and I explained to you the transportation I had to take to get back. And we did a little kiss. You didn't really want to kiss me. You were like kind of a little hesitant. I was like,
No, I had a little cold sore on my lip.
Yeah, you did a cold sore. So we did this like kind of European kiss, like
That's you didn't care. You just went,
yeah, I don't care. I'm a savage. I'm from Virginia.
Yeah.
Type of Hannock, Rappahannock. Anyway, so after that point on, it was about a good 3 weeks before we seen each other. I was supposed to come back up there, or I was supposed to come, and I left you waiting on me twice. And then
you didn't talk to me for a little while. Like, you didn't talk to me for at least a week to 2 weeks.
Right.
But you didn't come back up to Parkersburg for a month.
And then I came back up there it was like February. It was Valentine's Day. And I came
It
over.
was after Valentine's Day because you sent me stuff.
Yeah. So I sent the stuff, JR.
Right, and that's when we started talking again.
Yeah.
Because it was January 26th was our first date.
Yeah. Shout out to January 26th. That was our podcast thing last year. We go hard in the paint. Anyway, so we get through all that. And then March, April, and then May, we started traveling. We just started hopping around every weekend, careless, carefree, whatever. Then we go through whatever. Get around September, we have a spat, and we're not dating anymore. I go on, you go on with life. Circumstances become how the Lord makes them for us. And we
ended up in California in December.
Oh, yeah, California in December.
That can be a completely different story, but that's important right now.
Right. So we ended up in California, and we were on this amazing TV show. Shout out to...
We ain't gonna talk about it.
Right. That's for another whole episode.
Yeah. So, on with the shit.
That'll be on the... We're gonna make that premium content.
August of 2019.
I call you. And I talk to you, and we speak our piece. I'm talking about, we're on FaceTime, we're both in tears. We're just talking over things, and we're learning. And I didn't understand the terminology of what learning is until we got to that point in life. And I know that may sound weird to some people. And we talked, and we talked.
Right.
You made time for me when you had time. You didn't treat me like you did before, where I was just all the time.
Well, right, because I had a different job that I enjoyed. I did it all on my own, and I love what I do.
Right.
I'm still there currently.
Right.
And that is something that I realized, and not to take away from anything that's going on right now, but I realized that I have to be my priority.
Right.
Like, I love you, I do. But if it's my mental health and my and myself that's going to be affected by anything, I'm sorry. I have to take care of myself, because at the end of the day, it's only going to be you.
Right.
But,
Right.
So I think that was the difference. And before, I was just like, I have to be a people pleaser.
Right. And this time, you didn't have to.
And then I hated that job. So, I liked it at the time, but I hated how I was treated at that job. So I didn't care if I was texting you all the time.
Right. Because who cares?
I didn't care.
Right. You still did your job efficiently and professionally.
And 3 other people's jobs that I didn't get paid for.
Right. And now they live however they live and do whatever they do. Now... So we go through this, and then I'm going through a mental and an emotional turmoil.
Yes.
At this time. And you're brightening my day. And you're doing this with a heavy rock that you have to carry. Because the one thing is, you're happy, but you hate seeing me hurting. And what's hurting me makes you mad. Right. And what's hurt me makes you mad, and then it causes a frustration and an anxiety and a bubble that you put around yourself, and you never talk about it or anything. You make sure I'm all right. You're very selfless. You took me and you got immersed into something that is with me, and that's professional wrestling. You kept it. You stole it. You took it from me. You've taken it over more than me. You gave it to more people. You carried it. There are young kids that you've taken to events there are young kids that know wrestling because it's their aunt and their cousin. You took that from me. Like, that was one thing that no matter, I can never say anything like crazy, but you took me to an event. I had told you about this thing because I'm country, and I said AEW. I said it's like a WCW, and I always talked about WCW, and I've shown you different things, and you know that I love WCW. You know that's my heart and soul. WWE, whatever, WWF, whatever, but you know, like, because I'm Southern, and that's me and my daddy.
Right.
And to have respect for that, because that's what AEW was in the beginning. We will go into that another time. All embarrassment wrestling right now. But anyway, you took me to an event, and you only knew one wrestler. Mm-hmm. And the only reason you knew him is because you got on the internet. You knew his face. And when you saw his name, you had to confirm that he was not Dean Ambrose anymore. And when you were able to, you knew that their names were different in real life. I'm not saying that, but you see the parallel of how he was Dean Ambrose one day, and then the next, like in March, he was John Moxley.
It was fast.
Yeah, it was quick. So you had a guy that was a superstar. He was a stud in there in that hardcore match, unsanctioned match. And you did know Chris Jericho, but
I mean, I heard the name, and I knew what he was.
Right. And all you heard from me was one name. Outside of Kenny Omega, that's who I wanted to see, but it was one man that I came there to go see. Mm-hmm. One guy I follow. And his name is Cody Rhodes.
Right.
And when he slapped that belt, when Brandy came out there with Awesome Kong and all that other stuff that we got to see, you took me somewhere, and we had went downtown to Baltimore. Mm-hmm. We went to Popeyes, or we went somewhere else.
I don't even know.
We ate some shit with some Old Bay seasoning in Norton. I do remember that. Stayed in a shitty ass crazy hotel that charged you, like, double charged your card for some shit. I do remember that. It was some kind of weird.
They held my security deposit for over a month.
Yeah, that was some wild shit.
So I had to call and yell at them. So, like, listen, if you don't release this, I'm gonna show up, and you're gonna pay for my travel and give me my deposit.
Right. So that
it was released the next day.
Right. And I know I'm going on a tangent with this one. So you took me and did that with me. And you will never know how much in my heart, like how much that filled me. Because the thing about me is I'm not a taker.
Right.
And it's hard for me to let someone do something for me. Mm-hmm. Like, to do something for me. Like, you paid for that. I don't think you remember.
No, I remember.
Like, you...
Because we were in our truth area.
Right.
Truth times.
Right.
It wasn't none of this, I'm rich and I'm gonna impress you bullshit. It was, this is what we both have. Right.
And you took me out there. And that whole weekend, even to this day, I mean, we've gone to AEW since, and we've gone into bigger, better stuff. Mm-hmm. Actually, it was reversed. We went to a pay-per-view first. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the pay-per-view. Yeah.
Right, we went to a pay-per-view, so we kind of whatever, but you get what I mean. And I needed it at that moment. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't even think we've ever discussed this. I think this is the first time. Have we ever talked about this?
I don't know.
But anyway, like, you saved me. Like, you saved being the person that is here today. Only you. Not anyone else. Because everybody else did this coddling thing, and then they went about their business. Once they see me smiling and whatever, because everyone smiles when they're hurt, or they smile when they're happy too, but we're getting to the point. And then, because we were wild. I was in Kentucky one time. I went from Kentucky to Baltimore, back to somewhere, Ohio, whatever. And the thing in August of 2019, it was fast. 4 days, 5 days, and I told you, hey, come stay with me. Mm-hmm. And then we got the greatest thing ever in life, the pandemic.
Right.
The pandemic molded me. It showed me, like, we had to have a strong loyalty together, because we had to keep ourselves safe. Like, you kept my soul, my whole being safe from all these outside weird ass agents and stuff. Like, we went state to state. Well, we didn't go state to state. We lived in Ohio. Mm-hmm. We were Ohioans. We were Buckeyes. We were in Ashland, the greatest little town in Ohio. I love you, Ashland, Ohio, and whatever that other stuff is. And Medina has the best clearance stuff, or whatever. One of the Walmarts up there. But anyway, the point is, like, we had to embrace each other. We got out here. We were video game thugs. Mm-hmm. We was out here playing Fire Emblem Warriors, and I will always talk about that. We need to go do it again. I think that's the problem. We need to go do these things again, these pandemic things. So I'll make a promise to you. You'll get a ticket. One pandemic thing a month. So that'll give you 12 of them. So we can get the pandemic back sometimes. Now, we were gaming. Hell, you watched me play the shitty ass Mortal Kombat on that Switch. We were doing everything. You got you a Switch Lite. We got us a projector. Another, like, I was addicted to them anyway. But you were always there with me. You made it a point. I wrecked a car one day and drove home in the wrecked car.
You hit a deer.
I hit it.
You didn't wreck. You hit a deer.
I hit a deer, but it remixed my car. My car was leaking gas and shit. And I'm just a thug. It was ice out there, so whatever. We went and got a truck. We were hauling shit. You're out here driving a big body Dodge.
Yeah.
You go with me to places. You explored a place with me I'd never been with anyone else. We explored the great state of Michigan. Michigan was a beautiful place. Explored it. Holland?
I know.
Why are you looking at me funny?
Motherfucking Steve.
Motherfucking Steve. Oh, but he didn't go there with me.
You took motherfucking Steve to Michigan with you.
Oh, damn. Well, I fucked that shit up.
I know.
Damn. Well, anyway, we went across Michigan, and Michigan is the greatest place. All right. I know this is my show. I'm going to wrap it up. Are you getting tired?
I am. Like, you're putting me to sleep. Like,
oh, damn.
I know you're trying to be nice and sweet and all that shit, but come on, man.
All right, let me hurry this shit up real quick then.
Ugh.
So, anyway, this is the Stacy Christmas episode, birthday present. I want you to know I love you. And this thing that we got here, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like that good Chinese food in Charlottesville, Virginia. It's like the greatest TV show that was ever on TV that's still on TV, The Simpsons.
It's like the Little Debbie Christmas cakes.
Right. It's like the Xbox. It's like the Xbox. So anyway, I'm JR.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is West Virginia, Uncommon Place.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at onecommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.